YouTube, what's going on? In this video I'm gonna be going over how y'all can win more games in Madden 26. And it's crazy because I'm probably more credible to do a video on this than I am on the last video I made, which was how to make it to the top 100 in Madden 26. And I say that because currently right now I'm sitting at a record of 30-1, and if I continue to play, I'm confident that I could get way more wins. I'm talking like probably 101 if I play my hardest. Depending on when y'all watching this video, we probably already into the next season, and with that comes a reset in everybody's new records. So with that, I thought it'd be a perfect time to give y'all a video on how I win most of my games in Madden. I'm gonna be giving y'all some advice and tips on how you can maximize your chances of winning more games, and some basic football knowledge to help you be successful. To be quite honest with you, you don't have to be a mechanical god or anything like that to win games in Madden. As long as you follow some of the things I mentioned in this video, you can beat even the best of players in Madden. The game of football is really a game of chess at the end of the day, so if you make the right moves and decisions, you'll always come out on top. So with that being said, let's get right into this video on how you can win more games in Madden 26. Alright, so check this out. This is how I got my 30-1 record. The first thing I want to go over, or my first piece of advice for you, would be to have less turnovers in your games. Yeah, I know it sounds simple and straightforward, but you'd be surprised at how important it is to hold on to the ball and how often players online turn the ball over. Have you ever been playing against someone online and they turn the ball over their first drive and they immediately quit the game without even giving you a chance with the ball? Well, there's a reason for that. It's because ball possessions is very important in the game of Madden. Now, that player who quit might be terrible at the game and probably doesn't have any confidence in his ability to play defense, but I'm sure he understood how the rest of that game was going to turn out. In Madden, we only get 4-minute quarters, and depending on what kind of opponent you're going against, you'll be lucky to get possession of the ball twice in one quarter. If you turn the ball over too early in the quarter, you might not get the ball back into the end of the following quarter. Some of the most annoying players online know how to take advantage of you losing the ball, which takes me to my second advice for this video. If you're not good at the game or not that great on offense, always choose to kick the ball first in the beginning of the game. Reason being is because if you make any early mistakes, the consequences will be less impactful because you know you're getting the ball first in the second half. Another good reason to kick first is because you can take advantage of or have an opportunity to go up more scores if your opponent makes any mistakes. If the game is tied up and your opponent turns the ball over before the end of the first half and you get the ball back with some time to score before halftime, you can capitalize with getting the extra 3 points from a field goal, or even better, a touchdown. Then once you get the ball back first in the second half, since you kick first in the first half, you can pretty much take control of the game. If you're a good player, you can score early and continue to have your opponent playing the chasing game, trying to catch up to you in points. Or you can play the possession game and hold on to the ball as long as possible, wasting out the clock. I prefer the first option because it's a lot more fun. My next piece of advice for y'all would be to prioritize the running game over your passing game. In Madden 26, the run game is a lot better than the past Maddens. In fact, this might be the easiest it's ever been to me personally. Having a good running game in Madden will also open up the passing game for you as well. That's why I will put an extra emphasis on it. The easiest players to beat online are players with a weak run game. If you have a good run game in Madden, you become more harder to stop because you can pick up a lot of yards on the ground and in the air. Players who can only pass the ball are easier to beat because we can already expect what they're going to do every play. And if you're a person who likes to pass the ball, you should learn how to run the ball too as well, because it'll open up your passing game. Another piece of advice for you to win more games in Madden would be to force turnovers. That kind of ties into what I said earlier, which is not to have a lot of turnovers for yourself. And Madden, turnovers could be the make or breaking point for your game. That's why you want to have as many interceptions and forced fumbles as possible. If you could turn these turnovers into points, that would be even better. Be good at taking interceptions back to the crib and picking up forced fumbles and taking them back for 6. When I'm on defense in Madden, I hardly ever go for regular tackles because I always want the ball back. I feel like the high risk of going for a hit stick or a strip ball animation is better than the low risk of missing the tackle by going for a secure tackle. I believe those extra possessions I get every game from forced fumbles is one of the many reasons why I win most of my games in Madden. I've gotten my game to the point where the only time I ever go for a secure tackle on Madden is when my opponent is about to pick up a first down. Other than that, I'm always holding down LB or R1, depending on if you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, and going for a strip ball animation. Some of you might say, well, isn't there a higher chance for your opponent to break tackles if you spam the strip button? And the short answer is yes, but I've gotten to the point where I can time up a strip ball animation without it affecting me too much if I miss. But I can go over that in another video. Now, when it comes to defense, I feel like the best coverage to use to win more games in Madden is cover 4. 4 is one of my favorite coverages to use in Madden, and I've been using it since I know since I don't know how long. I feel like cover 4 is the most reliable and consistent defense for anyone to use, no matter what skill level your game is at. Cover 4 covers majority of the routes players like to spam online, so it automatically puts you in a position to win more games online without having to make crazy adjustments. Cover 4 is the most balanced defensive coverage all around, and it's amazing for stopping the run game as well. If you want me to go over my cover 4 defense and adjustments I make during my games, comment down below and I'll make a separate video for that. Now let's talk about the time of the day that you should be playing Madden if you want to win more games. Did you know that the best time to play Madden if you want to win more games is in the morning? I swear, it's like when you play in the morning, that's when all the old heads and all the bots is on. If you didn't know, I don't blame you. Now this is something that I didn't notice until recently when my day-to-day schedule changed. Usually I play Madden around sometime in the afternoon and sometimes late nights. What I found is that the worst or the most easiest players tend to play the game in the morning, and the most sweatiest players play around the late afternoons, closer to midnight. If you want to get matched up against some of the easiest competition, try playing your games as early as possible if you can, if it works with your schedule. Now this next tip that I'm going to throw in here that I didn't want to throw in here is to use the best teams in the game. If you're watching this video, you probably don't win as much games as you'd like to, so it's okay to use the best teams. Even the best players in the game use the best teams 9 times out of 10. So don't put yourself at a disadvantage by using a team that doesn't perform as well. The only players I see using bad teams or random teams in general are players who are genuinely playing the game for fun. I'm a player that falls in this category as well, but when I'm in my competitive spirit, I always go with my favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Other teams I like to play with when I'm playing competitively or for the win is the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Vikings. I've gotten to the point where I can use any team, but if you haven't gotten there, try those teams that I mentioned above. The final advice or tip that I would give y'all to win more games in Madden 26 would be to take accountability for your own gameplay. Only you know what you suck at and what you need to work on. Whatever you're good at, take advantage of it and enhance your capabilities of doing it. Whatever you suck at, take notice of it and bring it over to practice mode and work on it. If you suck at passing the ball deep, work on your deep passes and practice. If you're not good at making open field tackles and you depend on the computer too much to make plays for you, then work on your user skills. Whatever it feel like you need to work on it until you feel like you don't have the, until you feel like you don't lack the confidence in your game whatsoever. If you need specific help in certain areas, search up YouTube tutorials on how to get better at it. And if you don't already watch pro players play against each other in tournaments, maybe that can be you one day. Apply real football knowledge to the game. Madden is just a simulation game of real life football. Sure, it could be a little bit more arcadey, but it's still pretty close to real life. So follow real life concepts and add them to the game. One of the things I like to do is mimic real life teams' play styles in the game. So if you're using the Eagles, for example, I'm taking advantage of the run game, how they would in real life. I'm using the Ravens. I'm highly relying on the RPO and Lamar Jackson's feet to get me out of tough situations. But in order to understand these teams in Madden, you must watch and study real life football. And I hope that I don't have to tell you to do that. If I have to tell you to watch games in IRL, then that's a problem. You should be doing that anyway. So I hope y'all found some of the things I mentioned in this video helpful. If I missed anything, or if you have something you need to know, go ahead and let me know. I seen on the other app that I'm not going to say the name of because I want my views to stay up, that y'all wanted to know my passing settings, so I'll be doing a video on that in the near future. So if y'all made it to the end of this video and y'all found this style of how I do my videos interesting, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll continue to try to make more videos like these. What's y'all record online in Madden head-to-head rank right now? And don't be in the comments lying, man. If you got a bad record, just comment down your record below. And if you got a good record, comment down your good record. Right now, as I'm making this video, I'm sitting at a record of 30-1, and I'm currently climbing the ranks to the top 100. So hopefully y'all see me there soon. But if y'all like this video, make sure y'all leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.